Okay, let's talk about something really tough. Being in a relationship with a narcissist, it can feel like you're trapped in this crazy, disorienting maze with no way out, right? Well, what if you had a playbook, a guide that could help you not just understand the maze, but actually find your way out? That's exactly what we're diving into today, the Survivor's Playbook.
In this quote, it really just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? You are playing with a rude child whose tricks never cease. Just let that sink in for a second. It's such a powerful way to reframe the dynamic, because you're not in a partnership of equals. No, you're dealing with something completely different, and just recognizing that, well, that's the very first, most crucial step.
All right, so first up, let's properly define the environment we're talking about, because this isn't just a relationship with some ups and downs. Not at all. It is a deliberately constructed maze, and it's designed specifically to confuse you, to exhaust you, and ultimately to control you.
In this slide right here, honestly, this might be the most validating thing you see all day. I'm serious. Because it confirms what you've likely suspected deep down for a very long time. In healthy relationships, people make mistakes, right? It's just natural human error, no harm intended. But in this maze, the so-called mistakes you experience are totally different. They are intentional, they are deliberate actions, and they're designed with one single purpose: to weaken you. So no, this isn't just human error. It's a tool, a tactic in a really dangerous game.
So, to get through this maze, you absolutely have to understand who you're playing against. It's time to pull back the curtain, to see past the big illusion they project. We need to see the opponent for what they truly are.
So, let's circle back to that initial quote. The first mask that comes off, it reveals a rude child. Seriously. Think about it, someone who is totally incapable of taking responsibility, whose tricks are just relentless, and whose entire behavior is just rooted in emotional immaturity. This isn't some criminal mastermind, it's a child in an adult's body.
And that brings us to the next illusion, which is the scarecrow. A huge chunk of their power, it just comes from fear. They are propped up to look intimidating, to look frightening. But once you actually get a little closer, you start to realize that a lot of it is just stuffing, just empty threats.
And finally, we see them for what they are, a paper tiger. Yeah, they might show fangs and claws, they might have this terrifying glare, but behind all of that, there's no real substance. They're actually incredibly fragile, and their power is just an illusion. And understanding this, truly, deeply understanding it, that is how you begin to reclaim your own power.
Okay, so now you understand the maze, and you understand the opponent. Let's switch gears and focus on your most important asset in this entire journey: you. Escaping isn't just about taking external actions. It's about forging the internal tools you're going to need to survive and, eventually, to thrive. You know, the source material uses this fantastic metaphor about two people in a desert. The first person, they see only barren land. They surrender to it, and they perish. But the second person, called the creator, they see potential. They see the possibility of an oasis, and they start working to build it. In the maze, you have to choose. You have to choose to be that second person, the one who forges a path, no matter what the circumstances are.
So the big question is, how do you become that creator? Well, it's about forging these 5 core tools. Number 1, high emotional resilience, so you can withstand the attacks. Number 2, quick adaptation, so you can navigate the rules that seem to change all the time. 3, patience, a whole lot of it. 4, strength and perseverance, the power to just keep going no matter what. And finally, number 5, determination, an unwavering focus on getting free. These aren't just abstract qualities, this is your survival kit.
All right, now for a really radical idea. What if you didn't just endure the maze? What if you transformed it? What if you could change the very nature of your prison into something that actually serves you?
This is the pivotal question, right here. Is it a prison or is it a mission? See, you can look at this time in your life as a prison sentence you're just passively serving, or you can reframe it completely. You can see it as a mission that you are actively on. The 4 walls around you, they might not change. But by asking this question, your entire world inside those walls, it will.
So how do you actually do this? Well, you start by finding a new purpose within those same walls. You can turn it into a library. Just immerse yourself in knowledge. Turn it into a place of personal practice, whether that's prayer or memorization or meditation. You could even find a way to spread knowledge and culture in your own way. The point is to find a purpose that totally changes the nature of the maze.
Just let this sink in for a minute. You are not serving a sentence. You are on a mission, and it's a mission you must accomplish. And remember, Every single mission has an end. This shift in perspective, this one little change, it is the key that unlocks the door.
Okay, so with your resilience built and your mindset totally shifted, it is time for the final phase, the escape plan. Freedom isn't something you just wait for. It's something you actively create through deliberate, actionable steps.
This is what our source material calls the law of pursuit, and it's pretty simple. The path to freedom is paved with deliberate actions, not by sitting around and waiting for some miracle. Miracles aren't just going to happen. Paths have to be paved. The only way out of this maze is to take the necessary steps yourself, one by one.
So here's your action plan. First, you have to name the game you're in. Acknowledge what's really happening. Second, and this is crucial, record events and details. The source calls this overcoming a fish's memory because the constant gaslighting can make you doubt everything you remember. Writing things down, that becomes your anchor to reality. Next, you identify the source and the purpose of each blow, and then you can quickly study and plan how you're going to respond. You stop reacting and start strategizing.
And now for the final mission. This is perhaps the most important piece of your healing and your escape. It involves your greatest strength, your empathy. It's time to redirect that incredibly powerful energy.
Just think about it. Your empathy, which is one of your greatest gifts, has likely been turned into a weapon against you. It's been used as a resource to be drained. Well, the mission now is to reclaim it. Stop pouring it into a toxic black hole, and instead, direct it towards a just cause. Empathize with people who are truly oppressed and downtrodden. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Your empathy is not a weakness. It never was. It has always been your superpower. That paper tiger, it fed on your empathy, but now you're taking it back. It is your power to wield. So the question is no longer if you will escape the maze. The real question is, what will you do with your power once you are finally free? Where will you direct it now?